A number of neighborhoods in New Orleans have security patrols staffed with off-duty cops who drive marked patrol units. The idea is for their high visibility to serve as a deterrent to crime. Chief investigative reporter Greg LaRose tells us residents in one neighborhood say their patrol is all too often missing in action.
When the fairgrounds wanted to add a slot facility in 2005, it agreed to pay 2 off-duty New Orleans police officers to patrol the surrounding neighborhoods 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Krishan McClarity has lived in the Fairgrounds Triangle neighborhood for more than 3 decades.
Honestly, I didn't know we even had a neighborhood patrol. When we were supposed to have one, but I've never seen a presence in the neighborhood.
Krishan's a self-employed barber who says he's near his home for a good portion of each day and goes out to walk his dog. The neighborhood patrol has been around at least a dozen years, so he should know what one of its marked cars looks like, right?
I can't tell you because I haven't seen them. so I really can't answer that question.
WDSU Investigates has obtained Fairgrounds patrol shift records from the city's Office of Police Secondary Employment. They cover 2019 and 2020. We looked them over to see whether or not 2 officers worked the detail around the clock as required in a city ordinance. For 2019, we found an average of 169 hours in missed shifts per month. That adds up to about 7 days a month without an off-duty cop on patrol. The missed shift average was 4 days a month over the first 6 months of 2020. Records we received for the back half of 2020 didn't include shift details, so we don't know if the patrol maintained that improvement.
Visibility of a patrol car, a marked car, is a deterrent to crime.
Morgan Clevenger is president of the Fairgrounds Triangle Neighborhood Association, one of 3 neighborhoods the Security Patrol covers in Parter Hole. She says the fairgrounds often credits its patrol with reducing crime in the area, but Clevenger believes that members of her group have done most of the work, like getting the city to close a liquor store next to Stallings Playground that had become a magnet for crime.
You know, we asked the Fairgrounds Patrol, which was operating at the time, if they would come and patrol around the playground when we had all of that stuff going on. And they really wouldn't do it beyond what they said was their regular patrol route.
From my understanding, the patrols of the fairgrounds that are funded by the fairgrounds are not our sole or even our primary means of protection, crime fighting, crime solving. That belongs with the NOPD and with the 1st District.
Bo Jones leads the Neighborhood Association in Faubourg St. John. He lives in the portion that falls in the Fairgrounds patrol area and says it's been responsive when he calls, but he acknowledges not seeing marked patrol vehicles.
I think in terms of seeing patrol cars circling around on my block, I haven't particularly noticed it.
Besides the missed shifts, there's another reason neighbors don't see the patrol's 2 marked cars on the street. Virgil Duplessis works for the fairgrounds and told a neighborhood advisory committee this month that 1 marked unit is, quote,
really not in that great a shape.
It's only used if the off-duty cop on patrol doesn't have a take-home vehicle. And the 2nd marked car, it's been off the street for half a year.
The city deemed that it will cost too much to repair it. So they didn't repair it, and then they didn't give us a spare to replace it.
The fairground says it purchased 2 new cars last summer that took months to deliver to New Orleans. The Office of Police Secondary Employment says the new Ford Expeditions were decaled, outfitted, and provided to the neighborhood patrol on February 12th. Duplessis also said there have been no problems finding off-duty cops to fill patrol shifts over the past year or 2. But remember, the records we reviewed showed days of missed shifts per month, more than 2,600 hours over 18 months.
That's tiring. Like, it's just like you tell people one thing and you don't follow through, and that's what they've been doing. They don't follow through with their words.
We have been told in the past that sometimes all the shifts are not filled, but what we've asked is tell us. Tell us when you don't have put it out put it on your website or send it as an email to the neighborhood associations.
Something else our review of patrol shift records revealed is that in 2019, off-duty cops overlapped the 2 required shifts on an average of 46 hours a month. In the first half of 2020, the average increased a half day. That might sound like a good thing, having more than 2 people working the patrol, but it appears the fairgrounds might not have approved some of the extra hours it pays for. Fairgrounds President Doug Shipley told WDSU he wasn't aware of shift overlaps. He says the track does hire additional police details for its major events like the opening of racing season in November and the Louisiana Derby. All told, he says, there are about a half dozen such occasions per year. But our review found 24 instances of shift overlaps in 2019 that spanned 10 hours or more. The Fairgrounds pays for Captain James Scott to assist the city's Office of Police Secondary Employment and coordinate the neighborhood patrol. That's him on the left with Police Chief Sean Ferguson in an NOPD photo from last month. Records show James worked 23 of those 24 shifts where the overlap was 10 hours or more. They also indicate he earned more than $55,000 last year from working Fairgrounds patrol shifts. The Fairgrounds hasn't explained why Scott overlaps other patrol officers for such long stretches of time on so many occasions. The Office of Secondary Employment says it coordinates the Fairground patrol details. It describes Scott's role as a liaison among the Fairgrounds, the NOPD, and the neighborhoods. It's unclear why the Fairground says Scott is the one who coordinates the neighborhood patrol.
Last month, the NOPD announced the retirement of Captain James Scott. He's now a reserve officer, and the Fairground says he'll continue to work in an administrative role with the neighborhood patrol. But police detail rules say a supervisor isn't needed if just 2 officers are working a shift. For WDSU Investigates, I'm Greg LaRose.
There's more to the story online, including how NOPD detail rules prohibit off-duty cops from working for gambling venues. So you can check that out right now by going to WDSU.com.